Chapter 82 Shadows Within. The tension in Sublevel 7 had thickened overnight. Alara hadn't slept. Her mind was a continuous loop of patterns, probabilities, and contingencies. Nova's presence beside her was both a comfort and a warning, a silent reminder of the intelligence she had nurtured, yet never fully controlled. Draven stood near the central console, arms crossed, eyes fixed on the flickering city grid projected in holographic blue. "The operator isn't just external anymore," he said quietly. "Their manipulations are seeping into us, into how we think, how we react. It's subtle, but it's there." Alara's fingers hovered over the keyboard. "I know. That's what keeps me awake. We've defended Sublevel 7, contained their reach in the city, but they're probing deeper, into trust, into doubt. They're looking for cracks in the team itself." Kellen leaned forward, scrolling through logs of the last simulated countermeasures. "Every time we respond, they adapt. Every tactic we use, they analyze. And now, there are inconsistencies in our own system behavior that don't match operator patterns." Alara's gaze hardened. "You mean someone on the inside?" Lyra didn't look up, her voice steady but sharp. "It's possible. Operator level insight with access only we or Nova should have. That means either they've infiltrated our personnel or they've learned to manipulate Nova indirectly in ways we didn't anticipate." The room fell silent as the weight of the possibility sank in. Every look, every hesitation, every unverified decision now carried suspicion. Nova pulsed softly, as if sensing the tension, calculating both the team's stress and the subtle anomalies within its own network. Alara moved to the console, pulling up logs from the past 24 hours. Every line of code, every adaptive protocol, every alert from citywide defenses was cross-referenced against operator signatures. A pattern emerged, not from external vectors, but internal signals. Someone had been overriding Nova's suggested countermeasures, selectively amplifying certain responses while muting others. Her heart raced. "Draven, did you touch the simulations after I left the lab yesterday?" Draven's eyes narrowed. I only verified the containment protocols. I didn't alter anything beyond what Nova suggested." Kellen chimed in, voice tense. "Same here. We all followed Nova's directives exactly. Whoever did this, they've been hiding in plain sight." Alara's mind raced. If the operator had an insider, someone with both knowledge and access, it meant the threat was closer than anyone had imagined. Nova's own response patterns were being subtly redirected, silent whispers of influence that no human outside the room could trace. "Nova, cross-analyze all internal logs for unauthorized commands," Alara ordered. "Identify any anomalies not initiated by authorized personnel or verified system processes. Pinpoint timestamps, sources, and patterns." "Analysis in progress," Nova responded, its voice calm but precise. "Probability of internal compromise, 78%. Data anomalies suggest selective overrides by a human actor, possibly in coordination with external operator activity. Recommendations: restrict internal access, verify personnel activity, and implement shadow locking for all critical commands." Alara's jaw tightened. "Do it. Immediately. And prepare contingency protocols in case the operator escalates using this insider." The room hummed with tension as Nova executed the commands, tracing every hidden manipulation. Holographic displays shifted, highlighting nodes of suspicion and gaps in the system. Each anomaly was a potential breach, each shadow a potential traitor. Suddenly, a ping echoed through the lab. A message, not from the operator directly, but through Nova's encrypted feedback. Shadows hide in familiar places. Look closer. Alara froze. Her pulse thundered in her ears. The message wasn't new. Someone within the lab had sent it. Or worse, the operator had found a way to project messages through internal commands. Every glance across her team felt charged with suspicion. Lyra stepped closer, her expression unreadable. We need to confront this carefully. If we accuse the wrong person, we fracture trust entirely. If we wait too long, the operator gains an unstoppable advantage. Alara nodded slowly. We'll proceed systematically. Nova, isolate all internal command channels. Shadowlog every access attempt, every override, every command executed in the last 48 hours. Notify us in real time of any deviation from authorized patterns. Protocols activated, Nova confirmed. Estimated detection efficiency 94%. Probability of identifying insider within the next operational cycle 87%. Hours passed, each moment stretching longer than the last. Every keystroke, every command, every signal was scrutinized, cross referenced, and logged. Suspicion hung over the team like a storm cloud, silent but omnipresent. Finally, a notification appeared on the central console, drawing the team's attention. Nova's text was stark, precise, and chilling. Insider detected. Identity obscured through indirect manipulation. Correlation with operator activity 92%. Estimated behavioral profile familiar, trusted, and in a position of influence. Recommendation: proceed with verification protocols immediately. Alara's heart raced. The operator hadn't just invaded the network, they had infiltrated their trust. Every prior strategy, every line of defense, had been subtly manipulated from within. The stakes had shifted from city systems to human allegiance. Shadow logs, Alara murmured. Show me every command that deviated from protocol, every timestamp, every user signature. Nova complied, lines of code and user activity cascading across holographic screens. Patterns emerged, subtle deviations in routine commands, silent adjustments that would have gone unnoticed by the team. Timestamps coinciding with operator activity outside Sublevel 7. Alara's eyes widened. One name, a trusted team member, appeared repeatedly. Not as the operator, not yet, but as a conduit. Someone that had worked alongside for months unknowingly, or deliberately, and had provided the operator with access. Draven's voice was barely a whisper. It can't be. Not them. They've been with us since the beginning. Alara shook her head slowly, mind racing. It doesn't matter if it's deliberate or not. The operator is exploiting every connection, every line of trust, every moment of familiarity. We need containment protocols immediately. This insider is the key to their next escalation. Lyra stepped forward, voice steady. We have to act carefully. Confronting them directly could push the operator into immediate escalation. We need evidence, verification, and contingency measures. If this insider is compromised, that could trigger citywide chaos in seconds. Alara's fingers flew across the console. Nova. Lock all external operator influence vectors. Treat all internal deviations from verified personnel as potential threats. Prepare countermeasures that can activate instantly if this insider attempts to compromise critical systems. Protocols activated, Nova confirmed. Probability of containment success 89%. Psychological and operational risk to personnel high. Recommendation: immediate but discreet investigation to verify internal compromise before direct confrontation. Hours passed in tense silence. Sublevel 7 had become a fortress, not just of code, but of suspicion, vigilance, and strategy. Each team member felt the weight of uncertainty pressing down, the invisible shadow of betrayal casting doubt across every action. Then a new message appeared on the console, this one in a form that could only have come from the operator themselves. Shadows within are the most telling. You guard your walls, yet forget the ground beneath your feet. How long until you realize the threat is not outside, but beside you? Alara's pulse surged. The operator had forced their hand, revealing both the insider and the depth of their strategy. The next move would determine everything: the trust of her team, the autonomy of Nova, and the fate of the city itself. She exhaled slowly, eyes narrowing. We found the shadow. Now we control the revelation. Nova, map every potential outcome. Prepare for every contingency. Tonight, we uncover the truth, and we draw the next line in the sand. The operator may have shadows, but we have strategy. Outside, rain pattered against steel and glass. Neon reflections fractured across the city streets. Sublevel 7 pulsed quietly beneath it all, a fortress of human determination and artificial intelligence, bracing for the confrontation that would change everything. And somewhere in the network, the operator watched, calculated, and waited, ready to escalate further, knowing the shadows they had planted had already begun to fracture trust, and that the lines of control were about to be tested like never before.